Hello, coming to you sitting on my floor because that's what we're doing. So, you saw the title of this. It is a large book unhaul. Yeah, so there's a lot of reasons why there is going to be a book unhaul. So, let's get into them. Number one, where I live now, I have an office slash library, and yay, it's great. And then, and I had a lot of room for books, and then turns out that I am pregnant. So sadly, I have to give up this office slash library, which is a very sad thing, but it's okay. My husband's kind of making our garage into a place, like not fully, but just where I can store my shelves and stuff like that. So that's great. But with that, there's going to be a lot less room. So that's the main reason for this book haul, is just straight up room. I don't have a lot of room. I'm not going to have a lot of room anymore for all the books, which is sad, but ultimately okay, because it's helping me see that maybe I don't need to keep on to all of these books. So yeah, that's the biggest reason. I'm about to have a baby in like 4 months in this room, so I need to get all my books out of here. So when I look at my shelves now, after even pulling all these off, there's still a lot on there, and I'm okay with that. That's how it's going to be. But I just looked at them and I was like, some have just got to go. So that's the biggest reason why for this unhaul. So, I'm going to keep saying so. Where these books are going to go, they're going to go to 4 different places. That's right, because that's what I do. I have 2 friends that I have that like to read, and I really know their reading taste. So, I've already set stacks aside for them for books I think they'll really enjoy. So, there's where 2 of the places are going to go. Another one is any middle grade books I get, I always automatically give them to my nieces and nephews who are in the middle grade age range, because they really enjoy them, and I personally don't read middle grade. And then the last place, probably the majority of these books are going to go, are to a local thrift store, where it's actually a children's hospital thrift store. So whenever I donate stuff there, I always try to donate stuff there. All the proceeds that thrift store makes goes directly to the children's hospital, which is great. I have been there. My brother's been there a lot, and he was very, very sick a long time ago, so I really, truly support them. So that is where all these books are going to go. They're going to go somewhere that's going to love them. So a lot of these books I haven't read. Some of them I've read. Disclaimer, if I'm getting rid of a book that you love, I'm sorry, but we all have to clear out our shelves now and again. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm not gonna go into any particular rhyme or reason. Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Simple. I've read this and really loved it. I'm trying to be more realistic of if I'll ever reread it, or particularly also as well if I won't reread it, do I see myself talking a lot about it in future videos? I know that's like weird to say, but it's also really timely. It's also true for a YouTuber. Like, you're like, am I gonna talk about this book on another, in a future video? And I don't feel like I will. So yeah, somebody else is going to read this and love it. Hopefully they'll watch the movie, because I haven't. Sourdough by Robin Sloan. I read this a long time ago. I still have mixed feelings of whether I liked it or not. It's a bizarre book, that's for sure. So somebody's either going to hate or love this book, but it was interesting, to say the least. The Chicken Sisters by KJ Del Antonio. I haven't read it yet, but I think my friend that loves this genre will probably really love it. I just don't think I'm going to read it. The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. I've read this one. It was okay. I don't see myself rereading it. So you can see kind of the criteria we're going at here. The Switch by Beth O'Leary. I've read this. It's not one of my favorite Beth O'Leary's books. I think the only reason I would probably talk about this book is maybe like a family-centered book, or like maybe in the future I'll do an author's, video on Beth O'Leary. In that case, if I miss any of these books and I really need to reread them or talk about them, the library is a great option. And then Landline by Rainbow Roll. It's been so long since I've read it, and I don't think I'll reread it. The Dinner List by Mareka Searle. I read this and really enjoyed it, but it's just so, I don't want to say it's obscure. It's just a book I don't talk a lot about. I don't know why, but I think I have a friend that will really enjoy it. Same goes with Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult. I read this a few years ago. Really enjoyed it. I really enjoy a lot of Jodi Picoult's books. In fact, they were like some of the first books I ever read in high school. I don't know why I read them, but it was hard-hitting, intense. I don't foresee myself rereading it. So there's that one. I'm just going to keep saying there's that, apparently. Into the Penalty Box by Kelly Ann Blount and Lynn Rush. It's like a hockey romance. I don't read too many sports romances. It's just not my thing. Oh, I have some I think I have another JoJo Moyes book somewhere in here, but Me Before You. My time has come and gone with that. I'm okay with it. The Right Swipe by Alicia Rye. I have read her second book in the series, which I love, and will always keep that one. But I just didn't love The Right Swipe as much, so there you go. Girl Unframed by Deb Coletti. I should probably keep this because I do see myself reading in the future, but I'm not in any rush for it, so to a friend it shall go. Same with Summer Assault. It was such a short, sweet novel that I think somebody else is really going to love it, and I just don't see myself rereading it. I'm going to see this so many times. I'm just going to keep, going. Mary Jane by Jessica Anna Blau. I haven't read this yet. It's historical. I have a friend that loves historical books. Hush by Dylan Farrow. Actually, we're about to get into the really fantasy section. We all know I have not read fantasy a lot in the last couple years, and I finally have just been like, okay. I think I was really mad at myself for a while because I'm like, that was like what I started BookTube with, is just strictly like YA fantasy in particular, and now I don't read like any. I maybe read 5 a year, and I was really like beating myself up for that because I'm like, you're changing, but I'm like, that's what you do when you grow, you change. So I don't think I'm gonna read them, so that's why they're going. Hush by Dylan Farrow. I think this is a fantasy. Same with Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley. Just fantasies. Like, I'm interested in them, but I just don't ever read them. Oh, this one hurts just because of the covers, and that is Wicked Saints and Ruthless Gods by Emily A. Duncan. I have read Wicked Saints. I did enjoy it. It's like a YA kind of dark fantasy, but I just, like I said, I don't read fantasy a lot, but I will be sad to get rid of these covers because these are some beautiful covers. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, whoever gets these, I hope will be very, very happy. I mean, like, it's a sad, sometimes we keep books for covers alone. It's sad, but it's true. Too Good to Be True by Carolina Lovering. I think I actually have a copy of this already, so yeah, I'm going to get rid of my extra copy because I don't need it. Oh, there's my JoJo Moyes book, 1+1 by JoJo Moyes. I read this. I liked it. If I Disappear by Eliza Jane Brashear. I read that earlier this year. Did not like it at all. No. Geekarella by Ashley Poston. I read this a while ago. Still one of my favorite YA contemporaries. I'm sad to see it go. I'm not going to lie, but I think my friend is truly going to love it. The Library of Lost Things by Laura Taylor Namey. I DNF this one. I love her book, The Cuban's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow, and I could not get into this book for the life of me. So yeah, I do have 2 St. on Menon books. I'm keeping 2 of her other ones that are more my favorite because I have a tendency to keep all the books by a certain author, and I've just now realized that I don't have to keep them all. I just can keep my favorite, and that's okay. So I am saying goodbye to From Twinkle with Love and 10 Things I Hate About Pinky. These are my least favorite out of her series. The Gilded Ones by Naomi Forna. Again, it looks amazing. I just don't read a lot of fantasy, so I think my friend is really going to love it. Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith. I read a long time ago. I liked it. I just don't ever even think about it anymore. Same with First and Then by Emma Mills. And I also have a Casey West book, maybe this time, because I love Casey West books, but I don't love them all. This one I wouldn't say is one of my least favorites, but I'm trying to keep like my favorites. Yeah, oh, here's one that's you're gonna be very upset about. The Lunar Chronicles, I'm saying goodbye to. I have a tendency to keep all of my series together because, it's just what us readers do. But I think my time has come and gone for the Lunar Chronicles. I still have like 4 of Marissa Meyer's books. I have a friend that I think will really love these. They are still one of my favorite YA fantasy series. I'm not going to reread them. Things like that. I'm going to try to go through them quickly, obviously. I Killed Zoe Spanos by Kit Frick. I tried reading, couldn't get into. The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. I'm really hesitant to get rid of this one because I really love Marie Lu's books. But again, fantasy, I just haven't read them. And in case I have, I wake up one day and I'm like, I want to read all the fantasies. Like I said, my library is literally so close to my house. So It'll be good. Little Do We Know by Tamara Ireland Stone. It's a great YA contemporary that I think my friend will love. Fangirl, the manga. So I bought this thinking it was a graphic novel, and it was just all one book, but it's a manga, and it's like I don't even know how many parts it's going to be, but I don't read a lot of manga, and I thought it was going to be a graphic novel and pictures and stuff like that, so I sadly just don't have a need for it, I guess you could say. You Have a Match by Emma Lord. I read this year. It was okay. I can tell it's not going to be one of my favorite Emma Lord books, so I thought I would just say adios to it. Among the Beast and Briars by Ashley Poston. Again, another fantasy that I just don't think I will read. Oh, here's some 2 middle grade books. These are going to go straight to my nieces and nephews. The Thieves of World by Bruce Coville and The Firebird Song by Arne Flores. 2 Christina Lauren books. I just did a whole video on Christina Lauren books, and after I did that, I was like, it's time to get rid of something that I don't love. So The Honey Don't List, not one of my favorites by theirs. Also, my favorite Half Night Stand. I might have Roomies in here somewhere too. I don't know, but yeah. Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord. It's a sad book. I had a whole video talking about hard-hitting contemporary, and you know, I think that's going to be the last I talk about some sad books because it's sad. It's an amazing book, but again, as I say, it was sad. So I have some Christmas books because, you know, I have a notion of just keeping all of the Christmas things, but I don't need all of the Christmas things. So I have 2 mass market paperback. There it is. Smokin' Hot Cowboy Christmas by Kim Redford and Blue Sky Cowboy Christmas by Joanne Kelly. I don't ever read mass market paperback books. I also have like the whole series by Sarah Morgenthaler. I have read The Tourist Attraction. It was okay, but there's also Enjoy the View and Mistletoe Mr. Right. They're all kind of Christmassy. I just don't think I'm going to read them, and the only reason I really keep a lot of Christmassy books around is to reference when I do Christmas videos or 'Tis the Season-a-thon, things like that. In fact, I'm looking at it now, I still have keeping 5 books because they're my favorite Christmas books. Let It Snow. I've talked about this so many times. I've read it already, so there you go. Snow and Love, not one of my favorite like Christmas anthologies. And then The 12 Dates at Christmas, which I actually read last year. It was okay. I just didn't love it. Well, here's one. I just got in the mail Water for Elephants. It's been out for a while. I've seen the movie. The movie was kind of scarring, like watching it. So I was like, I don't really want to read the book. Oh, look at that. I have 2 copies of The Obsession by Jesse Q. Centano. So one of them will probably go to a friend. Other one will probably go to that thrift store. A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. There was a big part of me that was about to get rid of all of Sarah J. Maas's books, and I might do that because I just don't see a need. I mean, particularly more the Throne of Glass series because I like the Akamath series better, but this one, it's a novella. I did not really see a huge need for it, so it takes up space on my shelf. That's all I can say. Another Christmas book, Christmas Shopaholic. I've read it. It was okay. Emma in the Night by Wendy Walker. I tried reading another Wendy Walker book, scared the crap out of me, so I was like, I don't think I can handle Wendy Walker, so then I think 3 of these. Yeah, I haven't read any of these. When You're Mine by Rebecca Searle. It's a YA contemporary that it sounds cute, but I don't know. The Life in Medieval Times of Kit Sweetly and Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I'm not really big into Greek mythology as much as the other people are, so there you go. Then I have Crave and Crush by Tracy Wolff. I have read Crave. It's like a Twilight kind of thing. It's not amazing. It was a fun time reading the book, I'll tell you that. And then I bought Crush, and I was like, this thing's freaking massive. I don't think I'll ever read it. So if somebody loves vampires near me, they are going to be very happy soon. That's great. How to Love by Katie Cotugno. I've read this, enjoyed it, just don't see a need for it. Just like 2 Huntley Fitzpatrick books I read so long ago, My Life Next Door, and then What I Thought Was True. For the longest time I kept them because these spines are everything, but realistically. Invictus by Ryan Grandin. I did really enjoy this, but I really have to say I love her Wolf by Wolf series a lot more, which I'm still keeping because I love that series. Strange Grace by Tessa Groton. A great book to read for Halloween, which I still will recommend, but I've already read it and enjoyed it. And then I think the last, I have a series here. The Sisterhood of Traveling Pants by Anne Brashears. I've read this countless times. They were one of my favorite first like series I've read. I love them. However, I loathe these covers. So I think I'm gonna give this to my friend who still like really enjoys the books and still really likes these covers. Like I bought them on Amazon a long time ago. Like, I mean, look at this. This is like from Barnes and Noble. I didn't buy it at Barnes and Noble. But yeah, if I were to get the series again, it would be the new released like paperback books. But yeah, I do love this series and I am sad to see it go because it's still a very fond memory, but I don't love these covers and I don't see myself rereading them. So that's it. So how many of these are there? With 60 plus books I'm getting rid of. So it's a lot and I really felt bad about it at first, but then I have to be just realistic about my space and what books I want to keep. I'm starting to get more, I think as booktubers, we always have the notion of the more books we have, we own, the better. It shows that we're a true reader, shows we have a good collection. It's always good for the background. I get that, but me, I'm not minimalistic, I would say, but I'm trying just to be more realistic and practical of books that like I want to keep that are my true favorites that, you know, that I really, really love, that I think I'm going to reread, even if I just reread snippets from them, that I'm going to reference a lot, things like that, that I can lend out to my friends. I still do that a lot. And just, you know, just be realistic with space and stuff. So I hope you don't take this as like a, like, wow, look how many books I have that I'm getting rid of. That's not the case at all. There's a lot of these I was very fortunate to get through Publish and things like that. There's a lot of these I bought. So I'm very grateful for them. Don't mistake that whatsoever. I'm grateful that they came into my life at the right time, and I hope that they can deliver happiness and things like that to another reader. And the cycle just continues on because I think that's awesome. So yeah, these are all the books I'm getting rid of that I'm saying goodbye to. So sorry if there were some of your favorites and you're just like, why are you evil? I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know, maybe people hate on hauls. I don't know. I thought it'd be a good video and it's realistic of what I'm getting rid of. So yeah, this pile is going to be really fun to clean up and bag and get on out of here. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. It won't be an unhaul, I promise. Bye.